Go ahead,
Hi,
ladies.
ladies.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. Well, I'm Dana for starters.
I'm Rocio.
I'm Alexis.
I am Paula.
And I'm Charisma. And today we decided to be the change that we wanted to see in the world by starting a love campaign because creating change can't happen until we begin with the person in the mirror. Our first step to begin igniting change is going to start today with this conversation that we're going to have where we're going to discuss three words that we felt needed to be embodied in our lives in order to ignite change.
Exactly.
Passion. The first word is passion. What does passion mean to you? Passion to me means vibrant, means showing up to live fully, unashamed. How does passion impact my life? Passion impacts my life because I am ready to be all that I can be when I show up with passion. I'm living in the present moment. I'm fully aware of people around me and living fully.
Yeah, for me, it's like wanting to do whatever it is I'm doing. Whenever I'm super committed, I think it's like mega committed to whatever I'm doing or whoever I'm with, right? Passion can go so many other ways, right? So, passion to me is a really important word. And, whatever it is I do next, I'm excited to be passionate about that thing, right?
I love that. I think passion is very similar to me. Passion is like what you love doing so much, and then that passion that you put behind it. So, like for me, health and nutrition and wellness, I'm so passionate about it, and I want to impact as many people and show people the passion and the desire and the drive that I have to make that impact. So, like that to me is passion behind what I want to do and what I want to create.
I love that.
So I feel this pretty much the same way. Passion for me is that thing that motivates me to do the things that I love. And when I'm doing the things that I love, it shows, and people are just having this Me Too moment with me because they're feeling that energy, that burning desire that it ignites in them as well to want to join in. So it becomes contagious. And that's how it shows up in my life.
I love that.
What about you, Paula?
For me, when I think of passion, of letting out my inner child and that energy, enthusiasm I would bring to something as a young child and being able to channel that into whatever I'm working on in my life.
I love that. It's almost like drive. It's like being driven by your passion. Because sometimes when you don't want to do things, you're like, okay, but I'm passionate about it, and that passion comes up, and then you end up like using it as energy.
I love the contagious word. That was really good.
Yeah, thanks.
So,
All right.
so wrapping up passion, our next word is freedom. And I'm super excited to chat about freedom because freedom to me means so many different things, but freedom is having the ability to choose what you want to do in your life, the freedom to create what you want, the freedom to express yourself in whatever way you want to express yourself. Freedom is flying and reaching for the stars and knowing that if you don't land there, that's okay. You get the opportunity to get back up and reach again and again and again. So freedom to me is such a beautiful thing. And I think that all of us here, like we're really starting to embody freedom in our lives. And I'm excited to hear what
Beautiful. Where's your team?
the rest of you have to express what freedom means to you.
Yeah.
I love this word. To me, the first thing that came to my mind was flying, to just be so unaware of things around you, to be unattached to anything, that you're just flying, you're soaring, because there's nothing holding you back.
Right.
Yeah. Freedom to me means and it's crazy because it's at my core, and it's been like a core thing to me since I was a young girl. It's the freedom to do what I want, and not just the freedom, but the power to do what I want, when I want, who I want to do it with, and for how long I want to do it for. And that shows up in my every aspect of my life so much that I'm willing to be rebellious to make sure that I have the freedom that I desire, um, to the umpteenth most, to the umpteenth power.
I think for me, freedom has to do with letting go of the burdens and things of thinking I should be a certain way, do things a certain way, or being chained to what I think other people expect to do, and walking into the way that my heart wants to go.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's like both without fear of judgment, like what you're saying. Right?
What other people think or needing their approval.
Yep.
Yeah,
I can relate to that.
if you're tied to the result or you're tied to being judged, and you're not really fully free.
Free.
Not really choosing to be free if you're worried about XO, etc. So yeah, for sure, freedom for me is having the choice. And for me, where it's showing up in my life right now is having the freedom to become my powerful self, to decide who's in my space. Just decide whatever the heck it is I want to do. Like literally just choose, having the choice.
The freedom to step into Mega Dana, right? Isn't that what?
Yes.
Love it. Yes.
I love that.
I love it.
Next word we wanted to talk about is trust. And I think for me personally, I thought, oh, I don't have trust issues. I'm good with trust. But recently I have found out, actually, you have an issue with trust people, especially if I sense that they could hurt me in a way. I just put up such a big wall that I then can't receive anything from them. And I'm realizing even people who hurt me could have something to offer me if I could let that wall come down.
Yeah, I love that you recognize that, by the way, Paula.
Yeah, that's so good.
I would agree with you. I think that trust to me is really opening up and not being choosy of who you open up to, but opening up and being you, no matter kind of what we were talking about earlier, the results, or no matter how it's taken, or if people, it's not for us to judge who's trustworthy or not. Us like trusting is to be like, I'm going to be open and be fully me. And however that it happens or is taken it's not my responsibility. My responsibility is to be open, to trusting. So
yeah, it's kind of like going into a pool, right? Whether you're dipping your toe in and you're kind of like, it's cold. Like, okay, I'm not going to go in there, right? Or just knowing it's cold, or who cares if it's cold, and trusting you're just going to jump in, and you know your body temperature is going to adjust anyway. But are you just not going to go, even though you have your bathing suit on already? Like, you're just not going to go in, Yeah, for sure. And for me, I think trust is something I'm really excited to practice on a daily basis, because I have past, just like, you, Paula, I have been hurt, but you know what? Like, look, I'm not going to not trust based on my past fears.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah, that's good.
And I would add on. Oh, yeah, you can go, Chris.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go, girl.
What I was going to say was, we're talking about trust within people, but I also think, like, for me, trust is within myself, because so many times I find myself second guessing myself. Am I saying the right thing? Am I showing it the right way? And for me, it's like, I'm not trusting my heart. I'm not trusting my intuition. I'm like trying to rewrite this story in my head of like, this is actually how it should be, instead of actually taking a step back out of whatever the situation or the experience is and being like, what does Alexis want? Like, can Alexis trust
Trust me.
herself to make the decision? And like, how can I do it from a heart space and not a mind space? So I love everything that you guys said too, because it's like when you put your trust in other people, but then you also put it within yourself, like that's when you can create something really beautiful.
That's really good.
I agree like 10,000%. And so like I literally wrote something down and I actually put it in my room about trust because that's an issue or an area in my life that I continuously want to work on. So trust to me is letting go of controlling the outcome and being fully aware that things could go wrong, but also knowing full well that things going wrong is not an excuse to stop giving myself fully because my desire for control that used to cause me fear will no longer move me.
Mm-hmm.
And just me writing that out to myself and just understanding like to be vulnerable, to dip your foot in the pool, better yet, jump in the pool if it's ice cold, take chances. It doesn't matter if it works out or if it doesn't. If it does or if it doesn't, we're going to give it a yes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
And that's what living is.
Yeah.
Living with passion, with all the things you talked about.
Yeah.
I love it. It's good.
I love that.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate everyone who stayed around to watch our little discussion. There will probably be very many more. If you connect with us, we would love to hear your thoughts about what you, how you can connect to trust, passion, and
Freedom.
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 Let us know in the comments what you think about trust, freedom, and passion. And you guys have a beautiful day.
Thank
Bye.
you guys. Bye.
Bye.